So certainly seems to be his kind of moment. Stubbs there on 8. The Starc is in again around the wicket. That one's down the leg side. There's a half-hearted appeal from the wicket-keeper behind the stumps, but now Carey's, I think, claiming that he didn't hear anything when obviously he appealed, and they're going to go up.
Well,
for an appeal.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Well,
you just never know. That some of the strangles seem very unlikely to come through.
We shall see what we shall see.
Oh, we have actually got a jingle for this.
I can't see any
decision, 'cause those reviews exist to extend my career. Not that I believe that they'll save me, but it could be more.
We're watching the replay, and the Ultra Edge shows nothing.
Nothing. Not out.
Flat line. So the original decision of not out, we think, will be kept. The appropriate sign is made by the umpire, and well, now they're down to 1 review.
That's correct. Ooh, shades of Headingley. Yeah, but I mean, given the game situation, any suspicion, can you imagine had there been a tiny touch of the gloves there and they hadn't gone for it, how they'd be feeling?
It's worth a shout.
Well, it's interesting about sort of how that sort of conspiracy of information kind of weaves its way through the team, because wicketkeeper's gone up. Sorry, as Starc is in again.
Oh, it's bowled him.
Oh, it's bowled him.
Wow.
Stubbs has missed one that's come in with the angle of the arm. Starc has struck. Cat's happy. And it's 241 for 4.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
We're just getting a technical update from the Bear.
Slight edge, just clipping the top of the bail of middle and leg stump. And Stubbs is on his way. Bowled Starc for 8 of 43 deliveries.
It's really annoying. I had under 240 and a half for the fall of the next wicket. And when did it fall?
241.
No, fucking hell. No, it'll be on a new video, won't it? You have to go back to the channel.
Tech issues, Bear.
Yeah, for some reason people on Zoom weren't showing up. And then when I did do that, then it wouldn't transmit to YouTube for some reason. Yeah, give it here. Live feed. Yeah, I know. It gets all a bit weird.
It gets a little bit weird, folks.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bedingham. Bedingham is going to be... David Bedingham is going to be coming in at number 6.
We have a jingle for him. And it goes like this.
He's gonna get through this. He's gonna get through this. David Bedingham. He's gonna get through this and have a real career away from just being like an afterthought.
That was a good delivery, wasn't it? Nipped back in, followed the line, played outside it, big gate.
I thought he maybe got a slight edge to take it onto the bails, but it was certainly all around it.
Some of these things do get a little interesting, don't they? Still 40 odd runs required.
I think
I'm worried about Richard over there.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's laying down under a dark towel, maybe, or something like that.
Well, Australia won't feel totally happy as long as Markram is still there.
True.
But if they get Bedingham out and they're down into the lower order.
Yes, Starc is in, and that is a lovely delivery that squares Bedingham up first up. Not the type of ball you want to get first up, is it really?
Not really. Well, there's going to be a few knots in a few South African stomachs as well.
Richard hasn't gone fetal just quite yet. He's sitting upright in a chair.
I don't know if I'll be able to console him.
He's all right.
If they fucked it up from here, I don't know if you'd be able to console him, to be honest.
I think basically we just ignore him and just
just
send him home.
Yeah.
Leave him in the studio, but take all the breakables with you.
Yeah.
Starc in again, back of a length, well defended by Bedingham out into the offside field.
A little bit of extra pace with Starc as well, don't you? Get it up to the 90s.
There's Piggy.
There is Piggy.
It's Piggy's Pinky.
Was he wearing a helmet when he did that?
No.
In the slips?
No,
No, I don't think so.
because he threw his baggy green on the ground.
All right, because maybe it was the way that he took his hat off. It looked for a second like he was wearing a helmet in the slip.
Yeah, I mean, he immediately knew. I mean, he should have caught it.
He knew.
He should
He
have
knew
caught
straight
it.
away. This is a fuller length delivery outside the off stump, brings Bedingham forward, plays it to deep backward point, and he will get off the mark as we see aforementioned worried fans.
Well, they're going to get a new ball at this rate as well, aren't they? Which is going to be interesting. If they can get another 1 or 2 and then a new ball comes along and they need, 4 or 5 wickets with 20 runs required and a new ball in hand. Could get...
Well, they need 40 as we get to the end of the over. You got any messages there?
Yeah,
Nestler?
well, Cat is claiming that wicket, Stubbs' wicket.
As well she might.
Yeah. Nice to see the Aussie fans have something to cheer, says Eric J. Well, it's still it's tense. It's tense, I tell you.
It certainly feels that way.
Yeah.
40 to win. Take about 10 balls in a T20 game, but we're going to be here for about an hour.
Exactly.
As Bedingham faces up to Lyon, takes a step forward and plays a pretty unconvincing defensive shot back to the bowler.
Now, in my theory that it gets all a bit mayhem towards the last couple of runs and they'll be trying to take everything, I've gone for a run out at 18 to 1.
Ooh.
Might be a comedy run out.
Comedy run out, as this is outside the off stump. Bedingham lets the ball come to him, but can't beat mid-wicket.
Seems very unlikely, hence 18 to 1.
Well, you've uncovered the blessing and the curse there. Why is it 18 to 1? Well,
Unlikely.
as again a step to the outside the off stump for Bedingham, and can only hit mid-wicket to this next delivery from Lyon. Is it also Aussie custom that whoever's at short square leg has to have a moustache?
Yeah.
I think it comes with the helmet, as this is again played to mid-wicket.
I think it comes in with being Australian, actually.
You're not allowed. You're not allowed to take that position without a decent tash. It's the law.
It's part of the youth system, isn't it? It's all the skills and moustache growing.
I guess the other thing is, if it does get a bit squeaky bum, does Markram come out of his shell and try and win it himself? And
Maybe this one though is too far towards leg. Bedingham kind of misses out there a little bit. It will just sort of dribble into the leg side field, and there's 1 ball left of this over. Kind of neutral, nothing much really happening, either offensively or defensively, really, from both sides. Lyon in to bowl. This one is again just maybe a bit too far outside of stump, played to mid-wicket. There is no run, and there's still 40 needed to win.
Nitan tells us, for your kind information, please, David made the most runs in the last 2 years. Please note, he says. Toby Crook says, not good Australia cricket. Pirate Badshah says, is it really a final if there isn't a comedy run out?
well, that'd be nice. Can you get that mic a little bit closer to your mouth and turn it in a little bit? There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better?
Is it better? Come on the Saffers, Australia need a bit of humbling, says Devo DJ.
Saffers or the Aussies? I think the Aussies, really, don't they? They fucking win everything, annoyingly.
We said Australia need a bit of humbling.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Did they though?
What do you mean? Do they win everything? Pretty much. Australians are never fucking humble, Messi. I don't care what you say.
I think what he said is that they were the best at being humble.
That's because they got all the good weather and the good food when we sent them over there, and we got left with this shit.
Exactly.
Well, okay, let's not revisit all of that history. Starc is into bowl around the wicket. That is full and driven but stopped at cover. They'll take a single as is that Marnus?
No, I think that's Bo Webster. No, Labuschagne.
It is Labuschagne, who is contemplating his life choices.
Ouch.
That kind of hit the end of the third and fourth fingers.
That's gonna fucking hurt.
That is going to hurt. It was going
Yeah,
pretty.
he's definitely contemplating his decision there.
That was hit pretty hard.
Yeah, Markram's on to 121. And Bedingham will face. Start the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 59. He's coming around the wicket. That's again just outside the off stump. Played wide of fourth slip. Webster is coming to do some fielding. They're going to take a 3. What opportunistic third run there. Very much on Markram's call, that wasn't it?
Yeah, and a good bit of running.
Good bit of running indeed.
Talking about that earlier comment I made about Australia and England, when I first met Messi this morning, one of his first comments was, "What the fuck is wrong with this country?"
How long have you got?
Yeah.
It was quite funny. I said, "Welcome to England, mate. How are you?"
Yeah.
There's plenty right about it as well.
Yeah. Starc coming in around the wicket. This one kept a little low, but played towards a vacantish mid-wicket, and that'll be another single.
Devo DJ tells me that it's currently about 12 degrees in Perth and pissing with rain.
Ew.
It's beautiful here in London.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did anyone see Question Time on Thursday with Zia Yusuf?
I can't watch that programme.
Normally I can't, but I started watching it again. Man, that guy's a pompous wanker.
Maybe a disproportionate amount of airtime to the number of seats,
Well,
if you
exactly.
consider they have as many seats as Plays Cymru.
No. But he's just such a pompous twat.
Who is he?
Yeah.
He's the chairman who quit and then rejoined in a different role
Who?
of Reform.
Reform.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Starc, an attempted Yorker turns into a low full toss, and Bedingham just blocks the ball towards mid-up.
90 miles an hour, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, did feel quick. So we get the pensive look of Australian fielders. 35 runs away from defeat.
There's a lot of chatter on YouTube about it's all over, South Africa have got it, there's going to be a twist.
Well, you'd have thought they got it. 35 runs, 6 wickets in hand, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, maybe we need a few more runs to tilt the balance, and that maybe kept low. It looked like it was going down leg side. A frantic appeal from Starc.
I thought it was going a bit high.
They've only got one review left, haven't they?
Well, Carey is running to be part of a discussion. I don't think they should review it.
Oh,
Well,
and
they
they're
are,
going to
well,
review it.
I disagree. I think they should review it. I mean, it is one of those ones that did seem to keep a little bit low. He was expecting a little bit higher. He kicked it, his leg's out. It might not be as high as you think it is, but I mean, my suspicion is it's going over, or best clipping the bails.
So remember, original decision is not out.
Oh no, it's hit him outside the line, hasn't it? I thought it was in line. That's well outside the line, surely.
Well,
It's on a completely different
So-
line to what I thought it was. Anyway, I thought it was.
we can certainly see that it hasn't hit the bat. That's the first thing to get out of the way.
Yep.
And as it thuds into the stumps, so we'll go to, and he has got his foot a good
few
6 to
inches.
8 inches off the air.
Yeah, I think it's too hard. It's him outside the line. Yeah, there
It
you
is
go.
outside the line. The review is lost, and now, well, Australia are no longer in control of their own.
Yep.
Destiny.
It's,
Headingley,
Wow.
they haven't got any
Yeah.
reviews. It has come
I
back
ju-
to haunt them.
I do wonder. Is that I always wonder about whether a captain's looking to be dissuaded or persuaded in those instances as Starc is in. This is just on off-stump played to mid-wicket by Bedingham. There'll be no run. And 1 ball. Oh, that is the end of the over.
What? Well, what useless lion has 500 odd wickets? Says Suter, who I think people have been slagging off Nathan Lyon. He's
been too good. He's been too good for England for a decade.
Yeah, exactly. We were quite fortunate he injured himself in the second test, weren't we, in the last Ashes?
People discussing the moon. Eric J says it is made of cheese.
Oh,
did you know that?
No.
Is that official?
Well, I don't know if Dr. Brian Cox has made a statement on that yet, but we'll wait.
Dr. Brian Cox of Verreynne fame.
Verreynne, indeed he was. Things can only get better. I know. Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
South Africa are 247 for 4, needing 35 runs to win as Lyon comes in. That one may be short, and Markram will push that towards deep cover, and he'll take a single off the first ball of this over. His contribution 123 to the total. And as we see, Australia have no more reviews to take.
Yeah, what have we got? We've got just over half an hour till lunch.
Certainly another session of commentary as Bedingham goes deep in his crease and defensively plays this to Labuschagne at mid-wicket. No run.
Presumably if you only need about 10 or 15 runs, they'll take an extra half an hour, won't they?
No, I wouldn't really. I mean, at the rate that they've been scoring, because they started needing 68 to win.
Yeah.
So they've halved that, but it's taken them over an hour to do it. So maybe the total would have to be quite low in order to take the extra half an hour.
Well, presumably, yeah.
We've got a off Hayden.
Ooh.
Which is interesting, as this one turns outside the off stump and played back to the bowler.
Is he trying to block the runner?
Well, he's his defensive shape sort of lends itself towards playing it to mid wicket, and I think it's just trying to get in his eye line, isn't it? Really feels like. As Lyon continues, this one though is able to be played into the offside field, only as far as mid off. No run.
There's a bit of cheese talk on YouTube.
Is that about what cheese the moon is made of?
Well, they don't want bland American cheese. There is one called Stinking Bishop, apparently.
There is a cheese called Stinking Bishop, as Lyon is in. Tossed up a little wider, and that will be a single to cover for Bedingham. He'll move to 5. 1 ball left of the over.
So it's got to be a blue cheese of some description, isn't it? The moon.
You think?
Yeah. It's based on the colour.
I'm not a fan of blue cheese.
No, I'm not a big fan of blue cheese.
I do love cheese, but
not blue cheese.
No.
I tend to like hard cheeses.
Last ball of this over, tossed up by Lyon and pushed down to long off by Markram. He will keep the strike on 124, and South Africa now need 32 runs to win as they reach 250.
This might be a bit controversial, but as I'm known for toast, right?
Yes.
Apparently. But it's switched to crumpets now.
Oh, crumpets are great.
Crumpets, though, with Primula cheese spread on them.
Nice.
Oh, my.
Well, no, that is good.
That is
Have you tried peanut butter on a crumpet?
Do you know, I've thought about it, Al, but I'm not sure. What have you?
Yeah.
And?
I heartily recommend it.
I'm going to give it a go tonight.
Marmite is good as well.
Is it?
A big layer of butter and then Marmite on top is fantastic.
I reckon not everyone's going to like Marmite.
Well, you know.
My world of crumpet is going to alter tonight. I'm going to try both.
Oh, how about cheese on a crumpet? Yeah, you like that?
Well, I'm saying Primula cheese spread is my favourite on the crumpet.
Oh no, go with the instead of with the toaster, put it on the grill, and just let nice
nature take
cheese.
its course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I like Dairy Lee. I'd probably go over Primula.
Yeah. Send your crumpet
suggestions
in as Cummings will bowl. replacing Starc, and this is back of a length, and Markram gets on top of it, plays it to deep cover, takes a single.
Well, interestingly, Muttley says homemade crumpets are lit. What the fuck is a crumpet anyway? I mean, I wouldn't know where to start, would you?
Presumably
To make a crumpet?
I don't know, but how do you get the
You'll
holes
need
in a
yeast.
crumpet? Presumably, yeah.
I mean, I assume it's some sort of bread-based wheat type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
Have you tried Welsh rarebit?
Yeah.
Well, it's cheese on toast.
Nah, it's kind of not though.
It's not a crumpet, though, is it?
No, but the principle should still hold, shouldn't it? That Welsh rarebit on a crumpet.
Who
should be the
invented the crumpet?
Warburton.
Cummings in outside the off stump. Bedingham takes this ball slightly back of a length, plays it to cover.
That reminds
no room.
me of Alan Partridge on one of his radio shows where he's just going, "Who invented the skip?" when people were phoning in and abusing him. "Who invented the skip? Who invented the crumpet?"
Who indeed?
Who indeed? Was it a mistake?
Does it take its name from its inventor? Was it like Jacob Crumpet?
Could be.
Was it someone trying to make a muffin and they got it wrong and put the wrong ingredient in and it had holes in and they thought, ooh, that's a good thing.
A happy accident as Cummings is in. On sort of middle stump and is defended to mid-on. No run.
Lockie 6 says Henry Crumpet 1782.
Wow. They've been going a while.
Whether that's true, I don't know. Boursin crumpets, Muttley, I like
Ooh,
that.
Boston
Ooh.
cheese is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Bit of Worcestershire sauce on top of the melted cheese.
That's good.
Pirate Badshah tells us you can barely get crumpets in Ireland, but he suggests camembert on cream crackers, a Dublin invention.
Yeah. See, I like a roasted camembert with garlic cloves in.
It's amazing how you're not more of a man of the people there.
With a bit of French bread. Oh, that's fantastic.
Ooh.
Sense someone's going out for a big lunch order in a minute. Cummings is in again, defended right on top of his eyes by Bedingham there.
Well, I
Solid.
didn't bring myself a sandwich today or get any lunch because I assumed it would be over and I'd go home.
I notice you've got a boulangerie down the road here.
Yeah, there is one by the station.
Any good?
I've never been in there actually.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's a proper. Well, it's certainly got a French name. The problem is, do we make very good croissant in this country?
Do you know what? The petrol station in my village makes fantastic croissants. And I don't think they realise how good they are.
Yeah, see, I've had some really bad ones in this country.
Cummings in. This one kept a little lower, maybe a slightly slower delivery.
Right.
85 miles an hour, just kept a little low. Well defended.
Oh, Muttley, stop it. What about dipping garlic bread into melted naked camembert?
Oh yeah, that's a similar thing, isn't it? It's got a garlicky bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm surprised that the porn bot hasn't turned into the food porn bot at this particular stage, listening to the groans of the pair of you.
Oh, camembert. Ooh.
I make my own garlic croutons for my Caesar salads.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think we should have a change.
Oh yeah, we should have a change at the end of this.
You will be joined by the far more intelligent cat.
Yeah.
As this is defended. Oh no, they're going to take a sharply taken single. Bedingham will stay on strike. He's on 6. Cummings over went for 2. South Africa 252 for 4, and 30 runs required. Cat, I'll let you take the next half hour if you want.
Before you change, we've got a super chat from Philip Shaw who says
Super chat.
Stoke-on-Trent oatcakes with cheese and bacon. And I'll leave you with that thought.
Good to see you, Cat.
Hey there, hi Alan.
You doing all right?
Great stint there. It was really good. You kept it alive. 30 runs to go.
Yeah.
Not too much run scoring in that half hour.
Everything to play for still.
Fantastic. So I have Batman on my knee. I have the Penguin ready to be pulled out if anyone would like to super chat it.
Hey.
But anyway, Iron resuming. and this ball is stroked gently into the covers.
And I'm pleased to say that you are on full display so that we will see any penguins or dogs or even cats that might appear.
It is a dreadful outfit. Absolutely dreadful. But I was dressed up for the start of this test.
Yes.
Anyway.
And given that
we
you
have,
can't wear fancy dress at Lord's, you can wear it to broadcast.
I
from
can wear
Lord's.
it at home, that's right. So Lion bowling again. And this one is flicked up off the pads, heading down to fine, and they scamper through for a single. It's going past the fielder. No, it's not. Starc pulls it up inside the rope, and they've managed to run 2 or 3.
Actually 3.
3? How did they run it 3?
Oh, they turned around with an intent after the second.
Yeah.
Unless there was an overthrow. It's been very close crops on the action, so you don't get necessarily a bigger picture of what's happening until the replay, which we're getting now. They run 1, they run 2.
I mean, they were sprinting. Markram was doing an incredible job there.
Well,
he's really fast.
He's pinning back his ears after a day and half a day of running with Bavuma or trotting with Bavuma. Yeah. Now he's got license to sprint.
So 3 runs already off this over. And this next one's just stroked out to point, behind point actually, and there's no one there. And they're going to get more runs. It's heading down to 3rd.
You win.
Oh dear.
You win, Cat.
Just the one.
Super chat cash, super chat cash, super chat cash.
You've got
What's that
Mog.
for, Messes?
He says for $10, righto penguin, dance penguin, dance.
You may not get any ball by ball like the penguin, so I'm going to have to push it back over. Well, okay, so we have Lion bowling, and he's bowling to Bedingham, and my feed has cut out. But anyway, they've got a single. It's out square. Another run. This is going to be all over in a couple of overs, I think, Richard.
Well, we can be flexible on this. It seems like you have to lean forward as well, and we don't see the penguin. So if I do ball by ball,
That's right.
would that help?
The
That might be
penguin
best
is
way.
fantastic.
But anyway, Lion is continuing to bowl. And this next one, he manages to field it himself in order to cut off the runs. But there's 5 already off the over, 1 ball to come. I can just hold my beak in place. We have a short leg and a slip. And this next one is driven to mid-wicket. And finally, another dot. And the over is done. But South Africa only need 25 runs now to win.
That's something you won't hear on Test Match Special. just hold my beak in place.
That's another way of telling someone to shut up, isn't it? Hold
Yeah,
your
we've
beak.
got 365 people watching, many of whom are getting great joy from watching a Cat in her thing. So I think you should be sending us more super chats just to
More
reward
super
Cat.
chats. Otherwise, the beak will go away. In fact, it is going away now. It's a bit hot.
Because it's the end of the over, and with 25 runs to go, have you lost hope yet, Kat? Since
I'm
you're now an
very,
Aussie
very
fan.
hopeful I'm very hopeful that South Africa can win it.
Mog says not
Flighty.
not the best $10 I've ever spent, but still worth it.
Yeah, it's a very cheap penguin suit.
Well, we're very cheap laughs. So it's good for South Africa. They were distraught after the T20 finals. Not surprisingly.
Which ones?
Well,
could have been any.
I think the last
Back in
one.
history. Anyway, we have Cummins resuming. His figures are 1 for 52, and he's bowling to Bedingham. Gets the ball out into the off, and they've scampered another run. They're really seeming to push on now, I think, Richard. A bit more intent, perhaps. A bit more running.
Yeah, but Marnus is still chatting away. I suppose he still will be with even one run to go.
Yeah.
But deep down, Australia must know that we are now into miracle-required territory.
Use your bribe, super chat.
And the ball bot. Sorry.
Super chat.
Is that 2 super chats in a row?
No, that's me double hitting. The pawn bot sends us $2 and says, "Has Cat wetted her beak yet?"
Anyway, Cummins is bowling, and this ball is sent sailing through mid-wicket. No, just to a deeper mid-wicket position for a single. Was that super chat for the penguin or the dog?
Well, reference to wetting beaks, I presume it's penguin.
Oh, it's the penguin coming back again. Here we go.
Yay!
Yeah.
Strong.
Hey.
Excellent, Penguin. Excellent. Sorry about this, Cat, but you did set yourself up.
It is. As long as there's money coming in, that's all I care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all worth it. Anyway, Cummins is coming in, doing the hard work. The captain has to do everything himself, and this ball is driven into the covers smartly, and there's no run.
Marnus is still diligently polishing away on that ball, which is now 76.3 overs old.
Is that their only chance now, Richard, just in case there's a bit of a burst?
I don't even know if
for the new ball?
that does represent a chance, but I mean they'll take it. Just
They'll
to
take
try
the new balls.
something. They'll take the new
Yeah.
ball if we don't get there in 3 overs, which doesn't seem to be on the cards. I mean, these guys aren't going to want to throw their wickets away. They want to be there at the end, even though they probably could slap their way to the end now with relatively little risk of losing. I think the individual batters are going to want to be there for the final moment at HQ. Especially
Someone's just
Markram.
looked at their watch and gone, oh shit, there's only half an hour to lunch, we better get a move on. And to the new
Nice
ball as
shot.
well. This ball is driven down through mid-on, through long on. In fact, it's going to go all the way out to the boundary. And 4 runs to Bedingham.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, another one of those Bedingham boundaries to stand out in this match. I mean, he hasn't made heaps and heaps of runs, but it was an important near 50 in the first innings. And a few 4s that really do make the highlights reel from this game. That was one of them.
Some very jubilant South Africans in the crowd as well. As Cummins comes in, bowls again. This one's turned around the corner, backward of square, heading straight to the fielder. So far from this over, we've had a couple of singles and a 4. The runs are just coming at a real pace now.
Well, the closer you get to the end, somehow the easier it gets.
Yeah.
I think the bowlers have realised that, it's probably hard at this point with 18 to win for them to give of their absolute best. And I think the bad balls might just come along a little bit more frequently over the next few minutes.
I mean, anything could still happen. There still could be a collapse. It's possible. Markram's on strike. Cummins is coming in last ball of the over. And this one is driven through the covers. No! Labuschagne has somehow got a hand on it. He's trying his best to break his own finger. Or maybe his elbow in tribute
left
to...
elbow.
Yeah, the finger would be more appropriate given his propensity to copy Smith and everything he does.
He's throwing himself around the field. It was a very good bit of fielding.
Yeah.
Anyway, end of the over. Let's see what we've got on the socials.
Robert White says, I live in Africa. I just can't afford the super chat. Go Prodius. Fair enough. I get that. The game is over, says Nitin Deshpande. Jamar, the pickleball king, said that super chat could have meant both dog and penguin. I think that would be cheap to try and get both. But the Pornbach has come up with another super chat, which says, is another $2, says, does Richard have his absorbent underwear?
I haven't needed it so far. It's been quite a comfortable morning. The biggest worry is getting stuck on the bus and thinking I was going to miss my first ball of the test match by being late.
Yeah, just got here.
You don't want to do that when there's so few balls to come.
Yeah, exactly. That was quite squeaky.
There's they just put a graphic on screen showing the losses by South Africa in World Cup events or ICC events.
That's a bit of a troll.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, line is resuming, and he's bowling to Bedingham, who's driving the ball to mid-on. No run, a dot ball. I guess the Australians are celebrating all the dots now. Not much else to celebrate here for Australia. It's going to be a wonderful win to South Africa. I can't wait. This is fantastic.
No.
This next one is very, very close to the short leg, and I couldn't see that because my picture cut out.
No,
Tell us what happened there,
so the ball landed up in Travis Head's hands. He sort of half-heartedly threw them up as a half-hearted appeal. Then he started hobbling for some reason, and now it's being referred. I could see everything that was shown on television. I'm still not quite sure what happened, but we're about to get a replay.
I think it definitely went off the pad. The question is when it went off the edge to the pad to Travis Head at short leg.
And there's definitely been an appeal by the Australians as well.
So it's an umpire's review. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, it didn't go off the pad. It's bounced on the ground just in front of Head's boot.
I think Booth... Damn it!
Ground, I think.
Head thought it might have come off his boot,
Yeah.
but it came off the ground. And if you know the rules of cricket, that's never going to be out.
Yeah, it went from the ground to his boot, so he had hoped it might have hit his boot and not the ground at all. But yeah, David Boone should have been there, of course.
So Kettleborough getting another little appearance on the screen.
Excellent. We have dogs.
We have a little bit of bob, and she's just spontaneously come to take a duck out of my hand, which means that I've missed the next delivery. But still, Lion is bowling reasonably well, but none for 64. He hasn't really done his bit, has he?
Nah.
It wasn't a dramatic delivery that you missed. All is well.
2 dots anyway, at least 2 dots, maybe 3. 3 dots, and this next one is flicked off the pads, heading out to mid-on.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that the car company has emptied my bank account, I would have super chatted simply because of Bobbin's appearance. But I'm sorry, Kat, I have no money left in that account.
Well, maybe we'll get a super chat from Sixt Car Hire.
Fat chance.
Man can dream.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
They've got no fever.
Oh.
So we've had another delivery here that has turned into a half appeal.
It was quite
Of course,
an
there's no reviews left.
enthusiastic one from Lion, but reviews are out, aren't they?
I think it was going to be... It turned so sharply, I think it was going to be missing leg, wasn't it?
Pat Cummins is joking that he would have reviewed it had he been able to.
There might have even been some bat on that one as well. This next one, though, is defended around the corner, taken by the short leg, and there's only 1 run from the over, end of the over, and there are still 17 runs to win for South Africa.
Jessica the Transmetal Alchemist, that's a great handle, says we've now had 3 different champions from the 3 World Test Championship finals. I think that's fantastic, isn't it? That's just really good. Paul Baker says, on a flight to Nairobi, you're the only way to listen. Thank you. We're happy to go wherever, even if it's up in the air.
Are they playing us over the PA in the aeroplane? Because that sounds like a proper airline.
Doubt that. I think it's probably on the Wi-Fi. Mind you, most planes I fly on, the Wi-Fi packs up within 5 minutes of taking off.
And we're having an exciting change to the bowling at this late stage. It's going to be Bo Webster.
Bobo, somebody to blame.
He's bowled 4 overs so far, and he's coming in for his 5th.
Oh, well, we'll find him a jingle. Where are you, Bo? Here we go.
I knew a man, Bo Webster, and he'd battery you in worn-out shoes, the sky-high hair, the sloggy bat, and bland office.
And it feels like Cummins has given up. He's sort of laughing as he's trying to get his field in place now. Anyway, it's going to be Webster bowling, although that ball did not show anything to me when it was being delivered. Anyway, it's a dot ball.
Yeah, dot ball played over towards mid-on, towards mid-wicket, apologies.
There was an interesting replay of that ball of Lions that hit the pad, and there was an appeal. It would have actually been umpire's call on leg stump.
Webster rockets in again, and another ball just defended back down the pitch.
Rocket Webster. That's a name with a ring to it.
Rocket Webster.
It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't.
Maybe not.
So, 17 to go and 12 minutes or so to lunch.
Well, yeah.
And they'll extend, won't they?
I mean, surely
As
at
Webster
this
comes in
stage.
again, his right arm over the wicket, very straight bat offered by Bedingham, and another defensive stroke.
I think the last thing Australia will want is to have to go in, have a nosh, and then come out again.
Oh, they'll take the extra half hour.
Surely they'll take
South
another
African
half
batsmen
hour.
will be happy to take as long as it takes.
I don't think anyone wants to go in for lunch. I mean, they may be hungry, but someone had a banana before anyway. This next one is dabbed into the covers by Bedingham. It's gone out into the deep, and they've run through.
True, there was a banana
Webster has
circulating earlier.
another single twig.
They were doing a Peter Siddle.
Ah, yeah.
I think it was Hazelwood who had the banana, or maybe more than one person had the banana.
Stolen off Peter Siddle.
Ooh.
Webster comes in again. Digs in the ball, back of a length, and an expansive drive from Markram out into the offside, out through the covers. And that's another single.
I've got to say, Richard is nearly speechless in his tenseness.
In anticipation.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you
Everything's
say?
very hushed. I can't even hear any crowd noise or anything. It's quite remarkable. I presume the Lord's crowd is completely silent as well.
And most of the South Africans are sitting on their hands, I think. I'm just too scared to start dancing yet.
They can't move. They've got to stay still, as there was another single taken off that last Webster delivery. Webster's bowling at about 125, is it? 125 kilometres an hour? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Jessica, the Transmetal Alchemist, says this has been an exceptionally exciting and engaging test match. What a terrific endorsement to the format of the sport. Indeed, I cannot argue with any of that. After years of following South Africa, all I can say is really go Proteas. Greetings from Hamburg in Germany, says Shinisogu. Jeff Cupido says, what a lovely day to go to a pub and to drink a lot and get thrown out for bragging rights. There'll be a bit of that in London tonight.
So we have Lyon searching for his first wicket. Markram goes down on one knee, and he pulls his ball in out through mid-wicket to the boundary, but not over the boundary, to the fielder. And they get some runs here, so it's almost down to single figures. Not quite. I think we're still needing.
And this is the 80th over.
Last one before the new ball. We have one slip, one short leg.
Well, if cricket
And
is
one
serious
line
about
bowling.
sustainability, they won't allow a new ball.
Yeah, right.
What a
The
waste.
new ball is in someone's hot little hand already. They've already selected it out there in the stands. South Africa trying to get there in this over. Bedingham pushes another ball into the covers, another dot. Don't think they can get there now. 14 runs to win, 3 balls to come. Can they get there before the new ball there, Richard?
Well, technically it's possible.
Yeah. Australia's putting all their hope in the new ball. False hope. This ball's pushed backward a point. I don't think they even took a run.
No run
There
there.
seemed to be plenty of time for them to do so, but of course there's no need to do any suicidal running at this point. 1 run, 3 dots from this last line over. You would presume he won't come back out again in this test. And this one, it's an attempted sweep shot. I think it's popped up off the pads into the hands of the short leg head. No one is excited about it. It is not a catch. He may have even dropped it as well. Who knows?
It came off. I don't think he even went off his pad. It went off the keeper's gloves, I think.
Yes, I think it was off the keeper. Parried off the keeper. We'll find out in a couple of hours' time that there was a feather edge on it or something. This next one, though, is driven into the onside and fielded smartly, and that will be new ball o'clock. For some socials.
Exciting. Chris the Choir points out very correctly that we've got 500 people watching, but only 63 likes thus far. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, folks. We need
That's a heck
all
of
we
a lot
can
of people who
get.
don't like us.
They might just, it could be that they're just not bothered to sign in. That's the reason I never like things, because it's always finding passwords and all that bollocks.
Yeah, it says sign in if you want to like something.
That's
true.
the only reason I must admit I've also never hit like for that reason.
It's also very dodgy if you don't sign in. It means you don't want anyone to see your YouTube history.
No, it means I can't be bothered to find my password. That's all it means.
You and technology do not have a strong
We
relationship.
hate each other.
Zippy Tuna said, I just had to spend 2K because the dog got sick, but the super chats will flow in coming tests. Well, you got to look after your dogs, and they are there to send us broken to keep vets in swimming pools.
They are expensive, yes.
Yeah.
Hazelwood is going to take the new ball for his 18th over. His figure's none for 47. Is he going to have, 3 or 4 wickets by the end of this over? Inevitable.
I mean, inevitable. I'm just thinking about where that ball gets used. I mean, I've got a club game lined up in Wimbledon tomorrow, and this ball will hopefully only be 2 or 3 overs old and then not needed anymore. It should be handed down for a Sunday friendly in Wimbledon, I think.
What does new ball cost these days?
I don't want to know. I mean, these ones probably a fair bit what they use at test level, which is not what we use at club level. I feel fairly confident in saying.
That's a good thing for someone to Google and put in the YouTube comments. How much does a new ball cost? Hazelwood is bowling over the wicket to Markram. Markram immediately clips this off his toes and gets it all the way out to the mid-wicket boundary, and it is 4 runs.
Yeah, that new ball's done a lot of good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has. Oh, sorry, it's 4 runs, isn't it? So that means that we want one of these.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
I'm amazingly slow on the fingers today. Oh, by the way, the Pumbot wants to know if you've got an egg between your feet, Cat.
Now we have Hazelwood. He's a bit behind. He was supposed to have had a wicket by now, but anyway, South Africa need 10 runs to win. And Hazelwood bowling to Markram. Markram again, sending the ball all the way out towards the mid-wicket boundary. It's gone past one fielder. They're running. They are so fast, or rather it's Markram who's fast. He's almost lapping Bedingham here. I think it's going to be another 4 runs. Did it get there?
No,
not
3.
quite.
Not quite.
But we did have
Pulled
the
up
amazing
inside
side
the
of
boat.
Tubby Taylor clapping it with a really grim face.
And we're also seeing Graham Smith now down by the side of the field with a load of pitch sweeping brooms behind him. He's in the groundsman's lair, I think.
Oh,
Has he got a bottle of champagne or something?
I
there
think he
with
wants
him
to
ready go?
run on and congratulate the players, West Indian style.
7 runs to win. Bedingham can't do it with this ball unless it's a no ball. And he has a wild swing and misses straight through to the keeper.
Markram has clearly seen this new ball as the opportunity to get this done and dusted, and his body. Well, both batsmen actually. It's just Bedingham didn't execute.
yeah. You've just earned us £2 from Jay Grover, Richard. He says because of Richard's new ball joke.
No, did I
Thank
make
you.
a joke?
Well, maybe it wasn't intentional, but it earned us money.
Happy with that.
You've got 3 balls left, Hazelwood. This is the end of the match, I think. Not sure it's going to go beyond this 1 over of the new ball. We also have KP, I think, down the boundary, threateningly, as this next one is driven to mid-off.
So is KP English or South African today?
He's standing right next to Graham Smith, so that's nailing your colours to the mast. He's not standing next to any Aussies, that's for sure.
Graham Smith has sidestepped so that he's not too close to him.
Yeah, smart move.
Oh, this is going to be a massive celebration. I mean, the Australians just go through the motions in moments like this when they're on the brink of their 14th international title, but South Africa's
It's
going
going
to
to be a
go
bit of an
8.
anticlimax now when there's 3 maiden overs. So quick, get on with it, South Africa. Hazelwood is bowling to Bedingham. He's clipping this ball through point. There's going to be runs here, probably 2.
Just the one.
Just the 1. 6 to get now. 6 to get off this last ball of Hazelwood's over.
Mog makes a very good point that none of the 3 winners of the World Test Championships have been India.
Yet, that's good. That would be very tedious.
Leah wants Bavuma for man of the match. None of the other plonkers could hit a 6.
Well, I think it's safe to have the conversation now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surely it's Markram, right?
I think it has to be. I mean, it is hard on Rabada. Bowlers win you matches and all that, but when it comes to a big fourth innings chase like that, I mean, the stats did show that Lords is much more productive in the second innings this summer. It was expected to a degree. The pitch did change, but the pressure did not. I mean, it is a chase.
Markram is sending this ball out through square. Has it been caught out there by Head? It almost was.
He's out.
It was in the sky for a minute, and
He is out.
looks like Markram is out on that last
Oh,
ball.
no, that's
cried.
wrong. Oh, that is so wrong.
That's what happens when you start talking about man of the match too early. We'll have to take it off him
That
now.
is
He's
very
only.
funny. That is an extraordinarily funny thing.
Good catch by Head.
Yeah, diving away to his right, it was just flicked to mid-wicket. It was a lapse in concentration, nothing more than that. He has only managed 136, so falls out of the conversation for man of the match.
But he gets the applause to himself rather than for the team. So not such a bad thing. And I did like the fact that after catching him, Head went up and shook him by the hand.
Yeah, I mean, Head's reaction was so underwhelming.
Yeah, he didn't celebrate, did he?
We weren't sure it was out for a long while.
Is
and
that
then
against the spirit of cricket for Head to catch him like that? Should he let it go?
should have deliberately
Those
dropped.
bloody Aussies.
We got one of these.
YouTube Ride Super Chat.
And it is from Mog, and he just sends us $5 to tell us that KP's nationality is Bradman. And you'll know what that means. Thank you, Mog.
Yes.
So we would expect Kyle Verreynne to come out next. I mean, unless they want to do something funky, but I don't think this is the time to fool around. There are still 6 runs to get.
Oh, we do have an answer to the question, which Navin Mukraj has given us $91.25 for a test match ball.
We're just seeing the South
really?
African balcony turn around and applaud Markram into the dressing room. So he'll be there on the balcony to witness, well, behind the balcony because it's full,
Yep.
to witness the end of this.
This is our new batsman.
He's so red like bleeding. I know it sounds insane. He's redder than Starc, yes, it's Verreynne. Redder than Bairstow, yes, it's Verreynne.
Well, that is Kyle, Verreynne, and I have money on the tie. What are my chances?
Not great. Can you
Slim
sell?
to Penguin.
Oh well. It's Starc now. There could be a hat trick here from Starc. Odds on. Odds on hat trick.
Stop scaring. We are so scarred.
6 runs to win. Starc is steaming in.
Good shot for none
He's
there.
going to be over the wicket to Bedingham, who pushes the ball. I've got a very choppy feed. I probably shouldn't be doing ball by ball at all.
Well, maybe because of the state of the game and his nationality, it might be wise to invite Richard to do the final
is.
ball.
It
Richard, I
has
think it'd
gone
be good if
past
you
the
took
half
over.
hour. Yeah, and the state of your feed as well is not helping at all.
It's not great, no.
Yeah, but I hope you'll stick around. Clearly, we are not taking lunch with 6 runs to be six runs to be.
Yes, we don't have
No,
to
just
change
5
it, do we?
wickets to
We
be
just power
taken.
on.
That's all we need.
Here comes Mitchell Starc looking for the miracle, and Bedingham just drops it into the onside and takes a very, very, well, actually quite a risky single, I would say. Direct hit there
A
might have
big
been
dive.
interesting, which will bring Verreynne onto strike. Graduate of Weinberg boys, just like me and Jacques Callis. Could a Weinbergian hit the winning runs? Are there any Weinbergians out there listening to us? A school that is 100 and 80 odd years old now. There must be one. Give us a super chat. Give us a shout on YouTube.
Well, we do have 2 more super chats. I'll wait till after this. Oh, well, we'll just do a quick.
YouTube Super Chat.
Sean Tracy, Nestle Bar, has sent in £1.99. Just says, there you go. Thanks, Nestlers. And he says, all right.
Here comes Starc to Verreynne. It's a good ball swinging in, actually. Late. Trademark Starc. But there'll be no run as mid-on does the fielding.
And Warren Davies, who's in Buffalo in New York State, sends us $1.99, says, Cat as Penguin, what other Batman villains are on?
Ah, yes.
Don't know what others exist.
Quite appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got Batman on my knee at the moment, which is probably not a position that the Penguin was ever in any of the Batman TV shows.
Well, you're rewriting history.
Well, they are all on their feet in that South African dressing room. No one is budging an inch. Everyone wants a view. You've never seen such a crowd behind the balcony in what is the home dressing room, usually occupied by England. Starc again to Verreynne. It's one hit away, but he can't lay bat on that one as a chase after a wide one through to Carey.
Zippy Tuna says Richard would turn into the Joker if South Africa loses.
Well, I think what this proves is that if you play a proper format, don't fanny about with a white ball in limited overs, the quality emerges. This is our first red ball final, and we now have a 100% record in those.
Oh, well, there you go. Quit while you're ahead.
I mean, you can't really
And all
choke when
those
you're playing a
besuited
proper
men
format.
who came down to the boundary, they came down a bit early. They're probably getting a bit hot there in their full suits and
They
ties.
serve them right for being in suits and ties at Lord's. It's ridiculous.
Starc once again to Verreynne, and again he flashes at it. It's closer to him. He still misses it. Goes through to Carey. Well, Verreynne's doing his
Of course,
very
no
best
one
to
in
get
that
out.
South Africa balcony is allowed to move, so they're all going to be stuck there for quite some time.
Exactly. It still looks tense on there. No one's smiling.
They look scared. Poor people. They're going to win. You're going to win. Come
But
on.
you know, none of that history counts. That was all with a different colour ball.
Warren Davies sends us another $1.99. It says to you, I think, you should be opening a bottle of Labouchet. I won't give the right pronunciation
we'll
for that
use
one.
the French. If it's going to be a bottle of, then it should be French. La Bouchagne. Oh, he's laid bat on it as Verreynne. There's a man out there in the deep. So, on the offside, that is. He will only get one for that drive through the point region. And that brings the over from Starc to an end. There are 4 runs still required. Messers, what are you doing on your machinery there? Got
I'm
something
looking
lined
to
up?
see if there's something that we can just give big applause at the end. Where would I find that? There?
Line up the applause. Give it a practice.
Milestones?
So is Australia going to toss the ball to a part-timer now? Bring Piggy out to have a bowl.
Brilliant.
No,
Travis
Hazelwood.
Head.
How dull.
Let's have some Travis Head, Phil.
How dull. Hazelwood.
Now it's Hazelwood again.
Hazelwood could be the man. So it is just a single boundary required now. 4 runs. 4 runs to win. The Verreynne will retain the strike. And the South Africans in the crowd have all got their phones out ready to film the moment, which I always find an odd thing to do when you've paid for a ticket to actually see it with your own eyes. But anyway, here's Hazelwood. It's turned off the hip by Verreynne. They are going to just settle for 1. People go completely mad with phones, don't they? I mean, you pay £60, which is still a lot of money for a ticket. There's a professional... There's people being paid to film it all, and they have better equipment than you and your phone.
And if you want to see it through a camera, you just stay home, don't you?
Exactly. You understand. But everyone wants to say, I was there, and only my phone can prove that I was there, at the expense of actually experiencing the moment themselves. Anyway.
And you never ever show it to anybody when you film those things. No one ever sees them.
Well, it will get posted on groups straight away, to be fair. But they've missed the moment. They weren't present for it. They saw it through a screen. Here's Hazelwood again to Bedingham. Plays it up behind point on the offside. It will be tidied up by Cameron Green. And they'll just get the 1. 2 left to get.
Eric J wants to know where's the mace. I suspect it's right next to the ground. Gary Pelser, Books, Beer and Bullshit, which is a great handle, says, thank you guys and Kat for keeping me company for the last 3.5 days. I can't believe we've pulled this through. South Africa with a World Cup trophy that isn't rugby. Wow.
It's been a pleasure. And talking of where is the mace, could we do a Masters kind of thing where the previous champion has to hand it over? Because they happen to be on hand.
That's a good idea. That's a massive run chase. 280. That's incredible, isn't it?
Hazelwood to Verreynne, who will not get a run on this occasion. It's an ugly shot that lands up at mid-off, and Cummins, the man who's about to hand over the mace, does the fielding.
Gary Pelser says, see you again the next time South Africa plays in England. Well, I've just seen the fixture list for the next World Test Championship series, and South Africa will play against England and England and India and Australia in that one. So it sort of makes up for what happened this time.
Hazelwood
they've
to
got plenty of
Verreynne.
practice. They're the ones to beat.
Yep.
It's driven straight back to the bowler, who does the fielding. There's lots of Aussies smiling in the crowd. I suppose
there's plenty of trophies in Australia. I think they're
Yeah, that's true.
how's that?
they're happy enough.
Endless, the spokesperson, says, let people film. It's forever.
But people are
I
filming,
think
that's the
the
point.
Aussies are happy because we've gone past the certain period of time where they've had enough to drink, probably.
Yeah.
Was my thought as well, as this one is also defended with intent, but no outcome in terms of runs by Verreynne.
Jeff Kabita says, big up to the Pradius. Tremendous effort. And Vayolo Lobi says, chokers are rockers today.
Only 2 runs to win.
It's about so much more than what's happened on the field, isn't it? It's about the whole power balance of global cricket. And I think everyone who isn't Australian will be happy about what's about to happen. Is it happening now? I think no, because it's just 1 for Verreynne into the covers. And that means he's nicked the strike. So indeed, a Weinbergian could hit the winning runs. They are now on 281 for 5. 1 is required. The South Africans are now daring to stand up and sing songs.
Well, I mean,
I think I saw him paw in the crowd just there.
Cat is still in there for a tie with 5 wickets in this
Yeah, we
next
need
over.
5 wickets for the tie.
Humble pie to the Aussies, says De Villiers Sibanda. Nobody gave South Africa a chance headed into the final. Well, I think it's fair to say that there was an expectation that Australia would do better, but and Warren Davis sends us another super chat for 199. He says, Cat, penguin or Tim Tam?
Penguin. Feels like trick or treat.
Well, yeah. You know about the chocolate biscuit in England known as the penguin, which is very similar to the Tim Tam.
Oh, right. I had no idea that there was a penguin biscuit.
Everyone is up saving 1 as Starc comes in to bowl over the wicket to Verreynne, who cannot pierce that field this time with a shot out towards point.
Oh, it's getting a little bit tedious now. It's like, come on, we all want to get up and get a drink, go to the toilet, go to bed in some cases.
I
We're
thought
feeling
flags were...
pretty tired here.
Yeah, I suppose it's... What time is it there your side?
Oh, well, I've been sleeping, but Dan's been up till 3 a.m. every single day. So it's pretty tough on us Aussies.
I guess it's a good time to turn off the television in disgust if you're Australian. If you're South African, it's a good time to start a very long session because it's just heading into the early afternoon in English and South African climes. As Starc comes in again, will this be the ball that ends it? And it's an attempted silly ramp shot by Verreynne. Why he's doing that, I don't know. It ends up in Kerry's gloves. He thrusts his arms up and appeals.
We have one of these.
Super chat cash, super chat cash, super chat cash.
And it's Mog getting some stuff off his chest at the cost of 20 Australian dollars. He says, ha ha ha, fuck you Piggy, fuck you Marnus, fuck you Australia, and big up South African liquor.
That is worth a double figures super chat, isn't it? Oh, this is, I don't know. Does Verreynne want to actually get out with one ball left when he could hit the winning runs?
So he was actually caught, that one, when given not out.
That was out.
Ah,
And,
right. Well, it'll
no
go
reviews
down
left.
as not. Yeah, so job done. He's lucky. Silly boy. That's what a Weinberg education will do for you. Sorry to the current headmaster, but I mean, idiot. He wants this over with, clearly. He's got another chance.
Oof.
It's a full toss from Starc, but he can't do anything with it. It was one of those straight ones that just came at a quite an awkward waist height. Just couldn't get any power into it, and it landed up back at the bowler's feet.
We get some
A lot
love.
of people on the balcony now looking a bit fed up that this is taking so long. Maybe they're hungry.
Or thirsty, or, yeah.
I don't know. I think certain South Africans with a bit of schadenfreude will enjoy watching Australia slowly being strangled into
Slow
defeat.
Strong view on YouTube that Markram should be man of the match, which I don't think is contested, really, is it?
Yes.
No.
Endorsed.
No, it has to be. Unlucky for Rabada, but it has to be. Starc again to Verreynne. It's very full. It's hit on the full. It's probably going to go all the way to the boundary. It's definitely going to go for more than one. The game is over. South Africa are crowned World Test Champions. Themba Bavuma on the boundary starts to get the hugs, and you can almost sense the emotion. He can't even smile. He's just clapping politely as the success washes over him.
What a great win.
Fabulous win by South Africa. Beat Australia by 5 wickets. It was a convincing fourth innings. Absolutely incredible when you consider how many other collapses we've had during this test match. And the test match has gone three days plus an extra session. So that's not too bad. It's better than what we thought we'd get.
Oh yeah, it's been. I think it's been an entertaining game for any neutral as well. For South Africa, what better way to win than a fourth innings run chase? Those are always the best test victories, in my experience. Graham Smith, of course, who's going to be first on hand to congratulate just as soon as he gets a chance. He knows all about fourth innings run chase. Wins in England, having pulled off a very similar one to this all those years ago at Edgbaston. And there it is on the screen now. South Africa champions, ICC World Test Championship Final 2025. Do you want to put a wrap on it, Kat, from an Aussie perspective before you go and cry into your pillow?
Oh, she's on.
Yes, that's right. There's lots of emotion on the faces of everyone in South Africa, all of the wags and all of the balcony. Everyone is crying and happy. Australia really just didn't manage to come through with the ball as well as they should have. So I think South Africa's won this with the bat, which no one would have expected. The ability for South Africa to be better than Australia, particularly in that second innings. Absolutely incredible performance from South Africa, proving that it wouldn't have mattered if they'd played England, India, Australia, or whatever in the lead up. They still would have got there. They've well and truly beaten one of the best teams in the world. So good work to South Africa.
Very kind and very sporting words, I would say,
Excellent.
Kat.
I think there's an uncredited player in this match who should be acknowledged, and that's the English weather. We've had we're at 10 minutes of stoppage for rain, which in England is extraordinary. So it's made for a possibility of a finish in 4 days with no need for the reserve day at all.
And played its part in a really key change in conditions yesterday. I think if it hadn't flattened out, that 75 or 70-odd run lead for Australia would have proved too much, I think. Especially to pull off a fourth innings chase of any stature.
But that's the beauty of a toss in cricket, isn't it? It gives the possibility for some counterbalance to be in
and the beauty of playing for longer than 3 hours.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to go and watch the winning interviews, if you don't mind. I'm sure everyone will understand.
Well, thank you very much for being with us, Richard.
It's been lovely being
here. Do you have anything
here
to share as your last statement here, and your last time at Gorilla Towers for a while?
My last time for a while. I will share that everyone here is absolutely lovely. It's been wonderful meeting you all in real life. It was fantastic spending the first day of what proved to be a winning test match with you at Lord's Messers. I hope I'll be back soon. I may be back online, zooming in for the first England-India test. And it's just been wonderful. Now I'm going to go and enjoy watching us lift a trophy.
Thank you
So
very
long,
much.
everyone.
Yes, we'll hand
Bye-bye.
back to you in the studio there if you want to wrap anything up. So
Bear,
I'll
do you
say,
want to come in and the Bear's
Good
going to
night as
come
well.
and put his 2 bobs worth in. I've got to say that it's been wonderful to have people from around the world come in, particularly some of the White Line Wireless folk, which I know you had a hand in helping recruit to this cat. But it's been a
We've had a few, haven't we? Sapun's
fantastic
been
match.
doing some work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we had Yaz yesterday. He was very good too.
Oh, great.
So hopefully you'll all be awake. Well, you will all be awake during the Ashes in the winter while we're all asleep, and we can kind of
Yes.
have a little snooze in here whilst you do all the heavy lifting.
Oh dear. Warren Davies has come in with another super chat. Here we go.
Super chat cash, super chat cash, super chat cash.
He sent us $9.99 and says, Dame Edna, Rolf Harris, Bluey, your boys took a hell of a pace.
Yes, that they did. I mean, it was good to see South Africa win. Not just because I'm English and I don't hate Australia, obviously, but in a sporting sense I do, obviously. Great rivals. And they win everything. Your boys just fucking win
Yeah,
everything,
it's good
don't
to
they?
see them lose for a change, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I know it's a cliche, but this game has been so good for Test cricket, hasn't it?
Hasn't it just? I mean, a lot of complaints about the pitch early on, but it's flattened out. And, I guess
It's a Lord's pitch. It's what it
it's
does.
a Lord's pitch. It is what it is. And, as we were talking about earlier, if Australia have managed to just eke out a few more overs and runs in their first innings, or certainly not collapse as they did in the second innings, they would have, same with South Africa, really. They would have benefited from what it was yesterday on day 3, which is basically turned into a flat track. It kept a little bit low, but it turned into a really nice batting track, and the ball stopped doing stuff, and that really helped South Africa, really.
Yeah. You may not be able to see him, but Nestle Boy has joined us as well, because it's his first time in the studio, and it's been great to have him back with us. Nestle's, what's your view?
Really thoroughly entertaining test match. As I said to you earlier, all the points thing beforehand, I don't take much notice of it, but the final is valid. It's a valid thing, and this has been really entertaining. I don't care if it only took 3.5 days, 4 days, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Sport is entertainment, and this was great entertainment. And well done, South Africa, at long bloody last.
Yeah, they managed to win something.
And there's KP, he's coming at the last minute, the Englishman. I don't know really why he's there.
Because it's an ICC event, so rather than having Sky presenters, obviously the ICC get in their usual team of
Yeah, but he's
idiots.
English. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's also. I know.
Yeah, well, it helps us. I'm sure there are more people listening to us because KP's on the TV coverage.
Oh, well, that's true. Very true. I think we should wrap up. I want to listen to the scores.
I just want to say thank you to so many people who have been supporting us this test match. There's been a lot of super chats come through, and that makes life a hell of a lot easier for us in terms of maintaining.
Indeed. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Become a patron is always really, really helpful to us. Go to patreon.com/Gorilla Cricket. There's lots of extras you can get on there as well, and it helps us survive, pay the rent, and keep us going.
I can confirm that none of this money is spent on wine, women and song.
No, it isn't. It's all spent on useful stuff that we require in here.
Indeed.
And it does keep us going. None of us get paid. We do this for the love of it, and we've been doing it, as you found out yesterday, for 10 years. And we'll be back on Friday, actually. The next big long stretch of the summer gets going, and that's a mouth-watering proposition as well. India are over here for the summer. 5 tests, England versus India. Should be an absolute cracker.
Come on, Pete.
England with not much bowling stocks left, and India with what is a pretty new batting lineup, and all their big guns pretty much retired, with the exception of KL Rahul. So that should be an absolute cracker. Thanks for being with us, Kat. You go and have a nice evening.
I will see you for some of the India tests, but I'll say bye now and let you wrap up. So
thank you so much, Kat.
Lovely. We'll be back on air. I think it's Friday morning. The first test starts. It starts at a later time of 11 o'clock, classic English time. We'll be on air at 11:10. So until then, good people, we will say goodbye. Enjoy your Saturday and your weekend. See you on Friday.
Just to say, there's been lots of messages come through, many of them saying thank you to us. We appreciate that very much. We look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Yep, you can catch carry on messaging then.
Is
See
it
you
the-
then.
Is it the remix?
That's the one, number 1. See you then. Bye.
Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan